All right, I've done the worst thing possible. I cheated on my diet yesterday while I was sitting around the house, not being focused on anything. I got bored and I ate some donuts, and donuts are not on my diet plan. And I don't give myself weekly cheat meals or weekly cheat days or anything. So it had been, I guess, probably since January or so since I had cheated on my diet with any, reasonable level of cheatness. It's interesting because when I first cheated, I mean, I had already had some snacks or some little pieces of food, but I wasn't, what I should have done was ate a full meal. I should have got some ground beef, cooked, heated it up. I had it in the fridge, but I was focused on eating like some Quest chips or something like that. It didn't do what I needed it to do. It didn't fill me up. And it just so happened that we had some girls, my daughter's high school friends, stay the night. I got them some Dunkin' Donuts, and the donuts were kind of calling my name. And for some reason, I had a moment of weakness, and I grabbed one donut, and that donut went real quick. So I grabbed a second one. That sucked, right? What got even worse was later that night, I said, I already cheated today, so I guess it's all right if I cheat some more. And I ate some tortilla chips, like that really even, that's not even like a thing that I'm into. It just so happens I had the munchies. That's all I ate, some chips. So what do I do now? I mean, I'm, discouraged that I cheated on my diet. And I got a lot of things I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make YouTube videos. I've missed a day or two here and there. I'm trying to stay physically fit. I've been trying to work out and almost run every day. And there's been some setbacks there. Got an injury. I could be doing things that are around the injury, but I haven't been, you know. So yeah, it's time for a gut check, but here's the thing about the diet is this morning I woke up and recommitted to keeping on with the diet. I did let the day slip away from me, and I let the excuse of I cheated that one meal, so I guess the whole day's ruined. But I didn't let the day ruin the month or the rest of the year or anything like that. And it really is like that same concept goes across, every facet of life that we're trying to set some new standard or some new goal. We're not going to be perfect on things, especially when we're trying to make big changes in our lives. And the thing that I've noticed, especially with this shift that I've been making, is it's not about the streak of how long you've been doing it, but about what's right now. The streak, when you can look back and be like, oh, I haven't had a cigarette for 42 days, If you have a cigarette today, it doesn't mean that now you go back to smoking. It means, hey, if you want to keep counting the days, you count the days and you just start back over at one. But while starting over at one is discouraging, generally you should just be known that you're not a smoker. And I should be known that I don't eat junk food. And occasionally I might eat junk food, but overwhelmingly the majority of the time I don't. At least that's the new identity that I'm creating, right? And having that identity is what makes it to where dropping from day 78 of, sticking to my diet, dropping down to day one doesn't ruin things, because really the number of the streak isn't what's important. It's what long term do you, if I had one cheat every quarter, not that I want to allow myself any cheats, but if I did cheat once a quarter, that means I got 4 cheat days. But that means I got 361 days that I was good. I was talking to somebody about it today, and I told them, man, I cheated yesterday. And they said, it's not a big deal. Imagine if you were not cheating. I mean, imagine if your whole diet was eat whatever you want, but then you ate a salad. Like, would you expect to get a bunch of results from eating a salad? Like, lose a bunch of weight? And the answer is no. And I guess that same concept is the other way around. If you're eating good every day and then you have a meal where you go off track, is that really going to make that big of an effect on all your results? I mean, honestly, the answer is no. But psychologically, it has a big impact on you because I mean, at the moment, you feel like a failure. You feel like, am I just back in this rut again? I'm just going to cheat. And then you get discouraged and then you binge and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I've been there before. I didn't binge yesterday. I had 2 donuts, which was not ideal. And then I had some chips. So, yeah, it's not the end of the world. But the end of the world could have come if I hadn't matured and hadn't grown over the years and been able to really look at the real total impact of what happened. And what really happened was really nothing. Maybe if I would have eaten, some ground beef instead, I would have probably eaten the same amount of calories, or maybe, half the calories, whatever it is. But I mean, 2 donuts from Dunkin' Donuts, I don't know how many calories I would have been, but I just didn't get the protein I really needed or I was going for. That's really all that happened. The biggest thing I can do in a situation like this, and the biggest thing you can do in a situation like this, is to not let that one thing turn into a whole day, and the day turn into a week, and the week turn into a month, and so on and so on and so on. We got to pick ourselves up, get ourselves back on track, and put that mess up behind us. I mean, if you're into sports, I'm not that big into sports. I mean, I'm aware of sports, but I mean, think about being a quarterback, throwing an interception, and then you feel like a failure after you just one interception, or you are the greats that just go back out and they just keep throwing the ball. They got to erase that from their memory because they got to stop. They can't be discouraged. They can't let it get into their head. They got to stay focused. They got to stay disciplined, clear-minded. Because all that other stuff is just distraction and pulls you away from where you're trying to go. More of the story today is nobody's perfect. Everybody stumbles. And what's important is getting back on track and not letting the issues and the stumbles get you off track to where you never come back. So pick yourself up and get back on track. I'd love to hear about the different struggles you're having and how you're handling them. And maybe I can incorporate some of your practices into my life. If you're liking this kind of content, please subscribe. Follow me on the journey. And if you like this video, YouTube says, good gravy, that you might like this video. And if you don't like that video, check out the most recent video I did. And I'll talk to you later and see you in the next video. Bye.